am back. Hello. So guys, I'm back with Taurus through the houses. So if you have not gotten ready and got with the program and understand the fact that I'm about to do all the signs through the houses, then you're slipping. And you know it don't matter how long it take me to do it, I'm going to do it. Okay? So go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel. Okay, so to begin, Taurus. So, we got to put this into perspective here. When we think of Taurus, when it comes to Taurus, Taurus represents the very fabric of our society. It's, our physical nature, us manifested in this physical form. How we navigate society, how we navigate our norms and traditions, and how we uphold those things. Now, granted, I'm going to put out a caveat here. Because gotta keep in mind, Uranus transited the sign of Taurus for the past 7 years or so. From the date of this video, for the past 7 to 8 years or so. And because of this, yes, Taurus has taken on another shape, another form. Uranus had Taurus rethinking its boundaries and what or how Taurus defined comfort, what comfort is, what it meant. It became something to where, we remain comfortable in what our norms were, what we are used to, what we're familiar with, or in lack and not progress. Or did comfort take on this other spin to where it began to be meaningless for what our purpose is in life and where we're headed, what we're doing, how we're living in the new energy, in age of Aquarius, however you want to put it. So yes, there were some changes made and sign of Taurus was affected. However, typically Taurus means our norms, traditional norms, comfort, worth, value, possessions, right? And how we obtain those possessions. Okay. What do we do to get what we want? That's what Taurus is representing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the representation of Taurus, and I'm going to go through all the houses. So you could either watch the whole video all through so that you can learn something from it. And you may know some people with these placements. Or you could just go to the timestamp where Taurus is in your house and check it out as well. That's all fine and dandy. Okay, so I will see you at each corresponding house that Taurus is going to fall in. All right, so thank you guys. Like the video, subscribe to the channel because I'll be back. Okay, so Taurus, right? Taurus in the first house. So Taurus in the first house, can have this approach to the world and the way that they view the world in a very systematic view. What usually takes place from a childhood to teen to adult. We go to college or we find some sort of course of action in work. We establish a family, however the case may be. And that could be that systematic approach could be how Taurus in the first house views the world and approaches the world. Patient, have all the time in the world. Or you feel that this type of energy is projected onto you. When it comes to what you need to do, what you need to obtain, what you need to get, then it's the energy is moving slow and the developments is having you go step by step, because a lot of times that is Taurus and it's sometimes asking you to break free. We have to remember that Taurus could be that sign as well. We see this on the Taurus Scorpio axis to where, you have to really be careful with what you instill into a Taurus child, because they can keep on that mindset and that mind frame well past adulthood, all their life, even when it doesn't suit them. And they could really try to strive to meet the how do you say it? To obtain the respect and admiration from their parents. And it could be hard to steer away from certain ways that things are done in life, even when it comes to sacrificing their own happiness. Sometimes it could be, well, I want to make my parents happy so they can find value in me by going on the trajectory that they instilled inside of me. Okay. And their worth and understanding and valuing themselves could be at stake because of this, until Taurus understands and gets it through their head. Like, okay, so I'm living my own individual life, and it may or it may not satisfy the needs of my parents, but it doesn't take value away from me. So we have this approach, and the first house Taurus can also take on this artistic approach, right? View the world from an artistic viewpoint. And you guys, and they could be rather artistic themselves. And sometimes people may not know this. However, or some of you guys, some could have even been artistic at a younger age, but steered clear from that. End up going another direction, going another route, due to, maybe it's not making the type of money that they want, or because it's something like I said before, because let's say that you're a tattoo artist, or you're an artist and you can design tats, or you can draw, whatever the case may be. It's just a deeper level to yourself, a deeper aspect to yourself. But your parents is like, okay, that's not going to pay the bills, or being a tattoo artist is not going to make my parents proud. So you could steer clear from that. But in the back somewhere lingers, or you do on the side, something lingers to where you're able to maintain that artistic viewpoint. So yes, and you guys can move slow. I already mentioned this, or you can be slow with where to begin and make it move towards new beginnings. So even when it comes time to, you could already came up with the decision that you need a new beginning, you need new change, and you want to move towards that. But you could be slow to, or stubborn, or fixated on what it is that you're doing, or slow to make those moves, right? When it could take, somebody else could just quickly be like, okay, so this is the change that I want to make, and this is what I'm going to do. Once you get in a place, you got to be very careful, because once you get in a place or get in a position, it could be hard for you to transition outside of that. So some of you guys could be curvaceous. So let's go with if you're a male, because you're like, what? You could be, a little bit stocky or built. If you channel that energy properly, you could, chisel yourself, or define your body and stuff like that. But you could be a bit stocky, or you'll end up doing that through time, becoming that through time. The women can be curvaceous and comfortable with beauty, or like a natural beauty or a natural look, right? Because a lot of Taurus risings could have nice bodies or pronounced bodies, like shapely bodies. And especially when they're younger, it could be, very much everything in the right place where it needs to be. And that could be something that people notice about you, or how you can detect them, or notice about them, or you can detect them. And you have a natural beauty. And also, you can also use your body and your image to portray some sort of the artistic nature about yourself, which is, you're ruled by Venus. And a lot of people don't say that, don't say too much about that. They typically lean towards art and beauty when it comes to Libra and describing Libran traits. But yeah, it could be simplistic art. Sometimes it's not necessarily bold all the time, but it can be, depending on what other placements that you have. But things that you find beautiful cloths, beautiful materials, comfortable fabrics, that could definitely represent who you are as well. And people can see you as someone that is not easily swayed. You could be stubborn or fixed. And you can also, because of this stubborn nature and fixation, you could be tempered and you can react using your temper. If someone goes to anger you, you can definitely be someone that can pop off whenever you're fed up. You feel like you're pushed to that place to where they're trying you. People are trying you, okay? People can be jealous of your body or physical possessions. So you could get what you want through using your body, but not just that. There's a certain charm that comes along with Taurus rising as well. Okay? There's a certain charm that comes along with you guys. But even you obtain, see, what people don't understand is that Taurus takes time to obtain the things that they want. And because Taurus is going to stick to what's comfortable and what is going to be stable, most times they'll build something and craft something of beauty and stability. And it may not be the biggest house or the most expensive car, but you're happy in it and you're thriving and you're able to live life and you're comfortable. And to believe it or not, that can spark envy in other people. Now, sometimes, guys, because you stick to your comfort zone and where you're fixated at, other people that obtain more and strive to obtain more, it's not that you was trying to stop them, but you could look at them in envious or jealous eyes because you know that you could obtain the same thing or even more, but you're slow to change, right? That's why I put you can be jealous of others that are able to quickly accept change. And you are fixated towards ambition though. So most times, most often, you're going to succeed in the way that you need to. And I feel like at some point Taurus risings you do figure it out that you're going to have to, make changes, or changes that you want to see, you're going to have to make. And it may mean you make it quicker you make these decisions quicker, or you act on things quicker than what you would typically do. Okay, so I'm going to stop right there for Taurus in the first house. I'm butterflies of light. Like the channel, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll be back. Okay, so we're back here with Taurus in the second house, which is the house of Taurus. Taurus rules the second house. So really it's like a double whammy here, but typically you seek, Taurus in the second house, people seek stability through material stability, through material gains, material stability, and possessions. So you're all about your possessions and what you can get, how you can keep furthering or growing or leveling up with what it is you get. And sometimes though, it's not necessarily about a level up with you. It's about, sometimes you can stay stagnant. You could be at a place and you feel like, okay, well, this works for me and it's comfortable enough for me, so I'm fine with where I'm at. You don't want to shake and it depends on other placements that you have and sometimes who you're partnered with as well. Because, Taurus is ruled by Venus. Because you can get with somebody, marry somebody, partner with somebody that brings in money, possessions, right? That puts you in that place to where you can go and you can obtain those type of things. Sometimes you seek out those type of partners, or people seek that out in you. So you can have and possess beautiful things. And you fixate yourself to get what you want. You fixate yourself on that thing. So you're going to try to maintain something. If it's a relationship that requires or helps you maintain your stability, you're going to try to maintain that relationship, to maintain that stability, how things are. You don't necessarily have to shake the table. Now, granted, if you didn't look at the intro, yes, maybe the past 8 years, you have found yourself in situations to where you have no choice but to do so. Because Uranus was transiting your sign. So stability took on a new form for you, and you could have had to rely more on yourself, or you could have literally came across somebody that was able to provide these things for you still. But either way, it could have been massive changes that you went through. So, and you can dislike people touching or using your things and your possessions. So you can be really possessive with your things, including your partner or who you're in a relationship with. Like I said, you want to maintain these things of stabilities or these forms of stabilities, and you will go toe to toe if you need to maintain that stability. Okay, just think of a bull. You want to obtain financial security to get what you want. Or I'm saying I'm going between you and it, but Taurus in the second house, people want to obtain financial stability to get what you want. And depending on other placements in your chart, that could be a regular 9 to 5, or it could be a lucrative business. And you value self-worth. Either this was something that was instilled in you as a child. It doesn't matter how you came up, because you could have came up in a comfortable lifestyle. But if you didn't, you could have had parents or guardians that told you or taught you, listen, you got to go out and get what you want. You need to be better. And if they didn't tell you this, by the experience you had with them, you told yourself that you want to obtain more. Okay? And this is the thing. Because if you don't have anything really opposing or in conflict with your second house placement, this is a very good placement to have Taurus in. Because Taurus, this is the house of Taurus. To live or obtain a comfortable, stable life, getting and obtaining the possessions that you want, and growing over time. Even if it's not something that you start off with. Okay, so this has been Taurus in the second house. I'm Butterflies of Light. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Okay, so Taurus in the third house. I'll tell you right now, you don't really like frivolous communications and insights coming from people. Even from yourself, because you could feel like it's a waste of time. I mean, you won't necessarily turn people down that is, in this communication, especially like if it's your partner relationship, even though sometimes it can feel, your partners could feel like you're tuning them out when it's something that you don't want to hear, or you're stubborn or fixated on the way that you do things, the way that you think, the way that you communicate. You could just be like, okay, so I don't get what we're just talking about this for. We're just randomly talking about pointless stuff for. And you can be traditional in thinking and Taurus in the third house can be traditional in the way that they think and does not like to be yelled at or forced to do things when it comes to thinking a certain type of way. Sometimes what people don't understand is that Taurus in the third house can eventually come around or come to terms with what was said, but maybe they just need time to think on it and get back and make a decision and get back to be able to communicate effectively or communicate where they feel like they're at, and when the choices that they're making and those steps and etc. and etc. So yeah, you could definitely, I mentioned this already, but I also have no stubborn. They could definitely be stubborn in conversation or decision making when they need to make up their mind about something, or somebody's waiting for you to. But at the same time, Taurus and the third house individuals can think pretty artistically and have a very creative mind. Could be very, very good with manifesting, because here we have the third house of the mind and what you think in Taurus, perfect for what you think is what you do. And lovers and people that they're in relationship with could love communicating with Taurus in the third house, or thinking about them. The partners think about them, and maybe what transcends between them, especially physically. Hey, don't sleep on it. Okay? They can have close, steady relationships with people within their local environment, and it could be hard to leave. Local environments can be hard to leave, and the people and individuals that Taurus in the third house becomes acquainted with, especially over time. Most peaceful out of all siblings, and that's how you could have been seen or viewed. And even if you got mad, this is the thing. See, if people push them, of course it looks like like they're tripping or something. Can rationalize emotions really well. Taurus in the third house, and this is why people could see them as unemotional or checked out, not listening or hearing, taking in what they're saying through communicating what they're talking to them about, because Taurus in the third house can rationalize emotions really well, can talk themselves right out of emotions. Something happens, not to say that Taurus in the third house don't have feelings. That's not what is being said here. What is being said is that Taurus in the third house rationalize or can rationalize themselves out of feelings. This makes it very hard to beat if Taurus in the third house wanted something. This is a good placement to actually get it. And good thing, like if because here's moral values and traditions can sit here too. So it'll be good if they are acting from a moral place. But if not, they can pretty much get what it is that they want or need and not think twice about how somebody else feels about it. This is really good when someone needs to go for something that may be outside of the way somebody feels. So many people are stuck or attached to, trapped by the way other people feel, that they won't even live their own life. So this could be a good thing, a good placement to have for that. And Taurus in the third house individuals can be teachers of arts, financiers, work at a bank, car dealership, good with selling things to people. Okay? And most people don't think about this when they think about Taurus, but you got to really think about this. Third house of communication, people's mind, Taurus, physical, what people want, what people need, what people want to possess. And understanding and knowing how to teach that to people or teach them how to do these things or sell something. All right, this has been Taurus in the third house. I'm Butterfly Delight. Like the video, subscribe to the channel because I will be back. Okay, so I'm back with Taurus in the fourth house. And this could be actually a very good placement to have Taurus in because it's an emotional house of Cancer, family. And when we think about Taurus, we think about stability. Now, if you did not look at the intro, I will once again say that, yes, I understand that took on a new form for the past 8 years for sign of Taurus and Taurus placements. Okay? To get people to transition into the new norm. All right, but let's go back to the basics though. So Taurus in the fourth house, individuals can be comfortable in home and family environments. And they also seek to make environments that they're in familiar. Okay? Because this is what keeps their emotions steady and easy going. This could be someone that seeks security through the physical senses. So chilling at home with Taurus in the fourth house, they can be touchy-feely, or you can have partners that's like this with you. Or they can have partners that's like this. Touchy-feely or rubbing, physical forms of affection, especially inside of their home. It could make them feel, it could be something that makes them feel stable and emotionally secure. Can have family experiences that severely impact them on an emotional level, but if they lack stability growing up, they can seek that stability out as they get older through being able to provide security for themselves and their family. So, anytime I look at the fourth house, ruled by Cancer, anything Cancer, automatically, you have to understand that you're dealing with the mother figure or some sort of parental figure. The person that played that part or impacted us in that area of the fourth house. And what I've noticed through observation and working with other people, typically people want to say that anything involving the mother was something that was healthy, good, nurturing, and that's just simply not true. There are a lot of individuals with mother wounds and experience trauma related to an association with their mother. And I noticed this, even though there is some sort of, when dealing with the fourth house of Cancer, there's some sort of attachment to the mother, whether the mother was something that, or like I said, emotionally neglected the child, or the mother was present. Either way, it's going to represent either or. And because of this, Taurus in the fourth house individual could have had stability, nurturing from the mother, a stable home environment, a stable life growing up, because that's what this position could show. And that parental figure that played the mother or was the mother looked or seeked to provide this for Taurus in the fourth house individuals. However, it could have been something that they did not provide. And Taurus in the fourth house seeks that security as they grow older. Okay, this can make them hard to leave certain situations that they may need to get out of. However the case may be, they seek that security for themselves or their family because of this, to maintain that, that nurturing, that stability. They want it to be there. And they can be given or shown physical and emotional stability, or one can be sacrificed for the other. Okay. So like I said, if the mother, it could be there, that emotional stability could be there, that physical stability could be there, or it's a sacrifice for one or the other. So it could be where Taurus in the fourth house wanted emotional stability from the mother, wanted emotional intelligence from the mother or the parent figure, however the case may be. And they got physical forms of affection instead. And, it's, oh, well, yeah, I had to work. However, hey, we can go, pick out your favorite dinner or something. Or, hey, here, I brought you this present home or this gift. Or, hey, stuff like that, versus the emotional needs. Because maybe they just need the emotional time. Hey, pick me over work. Even though a lot of times in life, it's hard for that to happen, or just emotionally understand me on the emotional level. Or it could be where the parent was there emotionally, but physically could not provide the type of stability that Taurus in the fourth house wanted or want or need. So you got to look at that. So traditional, Taurus in the fourth house could be traditional in social values and norms, or you can get with somebody that is, all right. It can be hard to remove themselves from family roots and traditions, even when even when they feel that something they've outgrown. So a lot of times, Taurus in the fourth house could be looked at as the stabilizer of the family environment and what that looks like, and keeping up the traditions, putting together the family reunions, or either being at them, that type of stuff. Or close friends could come to or look towards Taurus in the fourth house to be that stable force for them. And family can hold on to grudges against Taurus in the fourth house individuals, because think about it. Taurus is stubborn, fixated energy, but people that are involved with Taurus in the fourth house can be projecting this energy as well. Okay. So it's like, well, if you do shake the boat and you're not there to stabilize the environment and the family roots and all that, grudges could be held against Taurus in the fourth house people. Some Taurus in the fourth house individuals could be good at real estate, selling homes, decorating homes, remote working, okay? Can be very artistic in the house, or want that comfortable space. When they get off of work, hard days of working, earning money, let me get home, let me get to the hills. You know what I'm saying? They can feel comfortable. Yeah, you can feel comfortable at home with good food. And this could cause, getting comfortable, snuggling up with that good food can cause changes and struggle with maintaining the type of weight. Maintaining a certain type of weight, you can struggle with weight, especially if they are emotionally eating. And that, just because we emotionally eat does not mean that we are overweight, etc., etc. Okay, so please don't take it that way. But this has been Taurus in the fourth house individuals. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, because I will be back. Okay, so I'm back with Taurus in the fifth house. So Taurus in the fifth house is all about valuing oneself. Believe it or not, because it's the fifth house. And you will be surprised how people struggle when it comes to the fifth house. The fifth house is a very personal house. The fifth house is about how we have confidence. We develop that confidence through experiences, but through our own skills, and being able to purpose those skills and find purpose in our lives and follow that and be passionate about that, but be able to teach it to other people, usually our kids, being some sort of example. Sometimes, and most times, a lot of times, people struggle with that area in life. So Taurus in the fifth house is about understanding one's own value. And please understand, represent that through something that you do. Or they need to represent that through something that they do. Taurus in the fifth house should definitely have some sort of physical outlet, hobby, skill, something that they occupy, that they build on, that grows, that represents them, that people can go see. It provides stability for them. Taurus in the fifth house can raise children in a very traditional way or expected to. So let's say that you have a Taurus in the fifth house individual that has children or raising children, however the case may be. They typically will raise their kids in a traditional sense, in a traditional way, even if their life is not traditional. They could want to instill some sort of tradition or value in their kids, or they could be expected to. So even if they're living a non-traditional life, they can have parents, they can have other people around that child that's really wanting or being acting as that stable force and traditional force for the child. So it's like their child can have something to fall back on or go to, even if Taurus and the fifth house individuals is not in a place to provide for them. Okay. And Taurus and the fifth house could be blessed with children and have beautiful children, especially if there's nothing else in conflict or afflicted in a chart. Beautiful, stable children. I'm not saying perfect. That's the difference. Okay. And even if they veer off and do something different, they can find their way back to some sort of stability in life through what they've learned, lessons that they learned in life. And Taurus in the fifth house can also be viewed as a teen or childlike as well. People don't really talk about this much. We have Venus here. So we have Taurus, the child. And we have the fifth house, the house of the teenager, and rebellion. And Taurus in the fifth house individuals don't understand how much that they can get their way. Just be needy like a child sometimes. How much throw a little tantrum, you could easily get your way. They could easily get their way. And Taurus in the fifth house individuals can look younger than their age. It may be unique in the way that they dress, may dress on the younger side or youthful. Let's put it that way. We're going to call it youthful side. Taurus in the fifth house individuals can love or desire attention for things that they have or that they possess or that they create. And why? Because fifth house is the house of attention. And if Taurus and the fifth house individuals do this the right way, yes, they can create or establish something, manifest it, do it through physically that they do, that they like, something like some sort of talent or something or skill. Work on it, grow over time, however the case may be, that yes, they can actually make money on. So of course, things that they do can definitely get attention. Okay. Taurus and the fifth house individuals could definitely have nice bodies, especially over time as they age too. If it's not something that, we have Taurus, wherever we have Taurus, you can pick up weight. But some people like that, or like some sort of curvaceous. You might have some sort of curvaceousness, right? So if you feel like you're late developers, then through time they'll be seen as possibly having a beautiful image, a beautiful body that gets attention. It could be some sort of physical attribute about Taurus and the fifth house individuals that gets attention because of it, because of that physical attribute. And they could be natural with a twist. So, okay, well, they could wear makeup, but maybe their makeup is a more natural look. They could have a flip, there's jewelry, or they're like costume jewelry or something, or pieces that they're like, okay, well, I'll wear this piece, is a little bit dramatic, but everything else will be toned down and refined or natural looking. So we have that. And they can receive attention for this or want to provide for their children. So their children can receive attention as well, or they receive attention through their children. And Taurus, like I said, Taurus and fifth house individuals can get what they want through a flair for the dramatics, or using their body or something that what I like to say though, because Taurus in the first house could do that too, use their body. But what I like to say though, Taurus in the fifth house could definitely specifically receive attention for this, because it's fifth house. And even when they don't want to. Okay. So you could be at the workplace, or you could be anywhere, and you could be wearing normal clothes. Maybe it's a little form-fitting, maybe it's not, but your body could show, and it could be something where people are making this big thing about it. But, it could be something to where Taurus and fifth house is like, okay, well, I see other people that's dressed revealing or the same way, and nobody cares. That's because Taurus in the fifth house is going to definitely bring that attention factor. And they may have a musical or artistic talent. Taurus, and to grow things even. Taurus is, I feel like people attribute art more to Libra, but art for Taurus could be art in being artistic in their homes or their profession. This is what people have to understand, because you could be a Taurus that does hair and you have this thing to grow people's hair, or very good with your hands, or physical aspects, physical things that you're providing for people. People might want to be physical with you. I'm just telling you. Taurus in the fifth house. Okay, so this has been Taurus in the fifth house. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, because I'll be back. Okay, so Taurus in the sixth house is work ethics. And we all know why, because it's the sixth house. Taurus in the sixth house can be traditional in jobs and responsibilities. What's the routine? Okay, show me that, and that's what I'm going to try to stick to. That's what I'm going to try to do. And it puts Taurus in the sixth house people in the position to where they give. And sometimes, even when you might get to the point where people have to give, or they might get to the point where people have to give to them. It goes vice versa. They can't be too hard on themselves when they feel that there's situations to where they have to receive help from other people. Okay, especially financially, because that can happen in life, depending on what other placements that they have here in the for Taurus in the 6th house. They can get stuck in routines, and it can be very hard to get out of those routines. And it's one of those things. This is the placement where when something starts happening, it's like it's other things happening. It doesn't stop happening. And Taurus in the 6th house has to be the one that changes things up, and being able to change things up. They can do a good job under pressure and maintaining emotions. And people could be falling apart at work. Some kind of way Taurus in the 6th house could be struggling, but daggone make it work and able to overcome. Able to overcome and withstand pressure in situations where other people will react emotionally. Taurus in the 6th house could definitely be someone that could look at it like, okay, well, this is the job, this is what I have to do, this is my responsibility, let me handle it. And yes, this could mean that Taurus in the 6th house individuals can become complacent with where they're at. And even if they want more, they can be slow to make that transition when it comes to something that they want to do different. That's not necessarily a bad thing, because there's so many people that it's like, oh, I don't want this job that I'm at, and they jump the gun, they leave the job just to find out that another job is not the best thing for them. They're acting out of emotions, where Taurus in the 6th house individuals will be acting out of practicality. What makes sense for me and my money and my stability at this time. Now, I will say that 6th house can deal with a lot of things stressful, and Taurus and the 6th house individuals can manage their stress through eating. It could be helpful if they had some sort of physical outlet to release stress than just eating. But that could definitely be something that Taurus and the 6th house individuals do. Manage their stress through eating. Can love comfort foods and materials, especially at work. So you can find these individuals packing their lunch box, being able to access their snacks and things that they want to have access to, because you got to think about Taurus likes to bring their environment to other environments that makes the environment familiar. I can eat your food, but I can eat something. I can also have my own stuff so that I don't have to eat your food. I can eat something that I want to eat, that I know is going to be good. And this also means that Taurus and 6th house individuals can grow and be promoted over time, and money will increase gradually. Now, it doesn't mean it has to increase slowly. It can increase gradually as they grow and develop and handle their responsibilities and become more mature. Their money can increase just by way of being able to know how to interact with money, how to invest money, how to spend money. They also could be frugal or spend money or on keeping up bills. So a lot of Taurus and 6th house individuals can have their money and stuff like tied into their possessions and bills and things that they owe, because it's a very good chance that Taurus in the 6th house can have that mindset of, okay, so if I want something, I'm going to get it. So if I get a promotion, I'm going to get a new possession or something that I want. But at the same time, that money could be tied up into that possession as well. So I said this for Taurus in the 1st house. I said it for Taurus in the 5th house. Taurus in the 6th house can have nice bodies for sure. Maybe even better than the 1st house individual, over time. Now, I'm not saying, especially if you're doing like emotional eating and stuff like that. Excuse me. I was itching. But especially like if you're doing emotional eating and stuff like that, yes, Taurus and 6th house individuals can definitely put on that weight and pack it on, and so be mindful of that. But Taurus in the 6th house can definitely have nice bodies. Now, if you have a situation to where, let's say you're a Capricorn or something. I'm just picking Capricorn randomly because sometimes Capricorns can develop late. And let's say you have something like Taurus in the 6th house. So let's say at one point in time you could have feel like, okay, man, I don't got the booty I want and the breast I want. Over time, you can definitely get that, just naturally. Other people might be getting work done. You can just be, or you some Taurus in the 6th house can't get work done. But I'm just saying, sometimes just wait on it or work your body out. Because they should work their body out, because they would be the placement to where, with this been in the 6th house over time, gradually you're going to see, or they'll see their body transform in ways, or like change and mold in ways that is looking yummy, okay, in all the right ways, in all the right places, okay. So keep that in mind. And Taurus in the 6th house can have natural bodies as well. And people can swear, but now, did they get work done? It's like, no, this is my body. May need to work on their health though. Like I said, if you're overeating or there's some sort of ailment or something that's coming that needs to be handled, then you got to be willing to work on it. And there could be emotionally stable and mentally and want to mentally focus on mental health, need to focus on mental health and maintaining that peace quality about it. Okay. So Taurus in the 6th house could be those individuals where they could be working on their eating habits and diets, and they can have a relationship partner that's like, hey, let's look what I bought. Let's go out to eat. Let's eat this, eat that. Okay, so how you can maintain that health component, go out to eat and choose something healthy off the menu. People can want help from them. It's pretty plain and simple. Be careful to not get used. However, they are voluptuous. Or can be. Especially over time. Okay, this has been Taurus in the 6th house. I'm going to flood to the light, like the video, subscribe to the channel, because I'll be back. Okay, so we're back with Taurus. Taurus in the 8th house. 7th house. Taurus in the 7th house. Could have long-lasting relationships or seek out those relationships. Stability, stable relationships. And or other people could want this from Taurus in the 7th house individuals. And Taurus in the 7th house individuals can seek simplistic relationships. Hey, people that they with know they part. They know they part. Everybody's good. Everybody's copacetic. There's no need to make this crazy or dramaful or eventful. We know what we're here for. Do you want to be here or not? That's it, and that's all. And they make money working with others or through a partner. So Taurus in 7th house individuals definitely could be partnership oriented, network through partners, look to seek marriage, but at the same time, the thing about it is, if Taurus and the 6th house individuals feel that they are wasting their time because other partners are not looking to be steady, or it doesn't make sense for them in their life, they tend to steer clear from that. I ain't saying that all of them, some of them don't mess around, and things of that nature, but I am saying that they don't really want to invest in individuals that does not appear to be looking for some sort of stability or can present that or bring that. This makes it harder for them to get out of relationships, because they're like, okay, so what am I changing partners for unless I need to? That's the type of mindset that Taurus in the 7th house individuals can have and present. And marriage could be something that Taurus and the 7th house individuals are here to partake in or learn from. Now, when I throw that aspect of learning in, that's where sometimes I lose people, because some people that we're here to be with for a lifetime, then others we here to learn lessons from and then part ways. However, Taurus in the 7th house, it could be hard to part ways, whether it's Taurus in the 7th house, but basically it's Taurus in the 7th house and their partners, where they could tend to gloss over certain things or ignore certain things. Even when they confront certain issues and problems, it could be hard for each person to get outside of doing that same behavior. Taurus and 7th house individuals like, okay, but I'm literally not doing anything. I am not the one that's been erratic. Now, hey, Taurus in the 7th house can definitely have its share of conflict and opposition, and maybe sometimes get heated to temper, or temper gets heated and can get into altercations with people, physical altercations. But Taurus in the 7th house individuals can also obtain and maintain relationships with stable partners that has some sort of stability, maybe financially, maybe emotionally, whatever it is. That partner can bring security to in whatever area that looks like, or however that plays out for the two individuals, to the Taurus and 7th house individuals. And like I said, there could be fights with others through stubbornness, because somebody's not willing to get off their stance. So, really think about that when dealing with other individuals. These Taurus and the 7th house individuals could definitely be sexual and physical in nature and want to partake in these things. And their partners typically find them to be very appealing partners and valuable partners. I will have to say this in return: Taurus and the 7th house individuals must and need to know their value as well. To know, and this is why the lessons could come in the altercations, because sometimes Taurus and 7th house individuals have to examine whether they are getting what they value out of the relationships. But it goes vice versa. Whenever you deal with the 7th house, we're talking things that the energy goes both ways. Okay, so this has been Taurus in the 7th house. I am Butterfly to Light. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, because I will be back. Okay, so I'm back with Taurus in the 8th house. And Taurus in the 8th house represents a traumatic transformation for these individuals. Now, I say traumatic because usually change, especially for Taurus, could be hard. And you have to also imagine that Taurus being in the 8th house is the house of opposition for the sign of Taurus. So that's why it can take on this form, this traumatic form, these changes. These situations are used to get these Taurus in the 8th house out of their comfort zone. Because in life, there comes a point in time to where we have to make these changes, and it just comes naturally. Think about history and in places where, there were empires that were built and they were great and they fell. And at the time, individuals was not thinking about it falling or thinking about changing. But when it did happen, people had to accept that change. That is this is that type of change to where you can consciously do it, because that's that aspect here, or it happens anyways, because we got this house ruled by Pluto. We have this house ruled by Mars. Mars is forceful. Mars is okay. All right. You still, it's inaction. Okay, well, it's a build up, boom. There might be some, because I think of climaxing here. Partners can feel that they relieve themselves through Taurus and the 8th house individuals. And so, hey, it's a lot that could go on here. Willingly or unwillingly. And sometimes dealing with erectile dysfunction. Not to just, this is just going over the transit. Because 8th house of our private parts, sexuality and all that. And Taurus being put here. So, our physical natures and our physical needs. So it could be sometimes in relationship being intimate with the partner. It could be to where somebody's turned on in one and the other person not. And it's like, okay, so how do we get through back to these amazing moments of passion and intimacy where we were? But people have to understand sometimes intimacy does not have to be just all sexual every single time. You could, people with displacement could be having to experience other forms of intimacy to bond with their partner, especially if they have went through some form of abuse. Okay. So, Taurus and the 8th house individuals can ignore or deny emotions, and they may need therapy to help bring those emotions to the forefront, because 8th house can deal with the subconscious or unconscious or things that we bury. And a therapist can assist others with understanding their value and unmasking experiences in situations that they hid from themselves, because Taurus in the 8th house can definitely face fear as well. Any placement here. When it comes to change, though, active change. And sometimes these individuals can have to withdraw themselves from abusive situations. That's a form of change as well. It could be emotional in nature, but still having to do this could be hard. And they can lose money and have ups and downs in money, finances, and business due to emotional ups and downs. If Taurus gets fixated here and stubborn, they may deny themselves of those emotions, and it can play out physical for them instead of it playing out emotionally, like venting, facing fears, facing what they've experienced. Because remember, our emotions a lot of times are tied to our money. And really our psychological unconscious thought processes. And so much build up, Taurus and the 8th house individuals can definitely emotionally explode, causing very intense reactions to people, especially if they get physical. They have to face emotional situations where strong attachments are hard to break free from, and they make money through taxes, alimony, or they can lose money through this way as well, like child support, debt. Not saying that they can't fix these situations, because that is the case, that can happen. However, I will say this too, going back close to the sexual experience. Sometimes, even though Taurus could be physical and want that, they often question, okay, is that all people want from me? Is that all people see me as? Especially if they face some sort of abusive situation when they were younger, and they can overcome traumatic situations and can make money through the transformation of others, helping other people transform, or transforming yourself enough to go through those hard changes and come out on the other side. Okay, so this has been Taurus in the 8th house placement. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, because I will be back. Hi, so I'm back with Taurus in the 9th house. And Taurus in the 9th house, individuals find beauty in new experiences. It's kind of tricky. because Taurus, traditional, Taurus, steadfast and slow moving and patient, Sagittarius, not. New experiences for the sake of new experiences, regardless of whether it provides stability or not. You know, that right there is a clash within itself. So Taurus to find beauty in new experiences, but at the same time may not, if it brings them too much out of their comfort zone, may not seek out those new experiences. So this could be the individual that watches social media, YouTube, TikTok, whatever, watching other people have experiences, and that could be exciting enough for them. They can collect possessions and material goods from other cultures. So I typically see, you know, a lot of times when we have situations where we have Taurus, any placements, but right now we're talking about Taurus in the 9th house, where we have that Taurus aspect, but it's inside of a 9th house, like travel, expansion, forward movement. This could come by way of a child or a partner. Somebody like myself that had a parent in the military. I had to move at a younger age around because I had a parent in the military. I know people that have to move because their spouse is from a different culture, or their spouse does some sort of international work, or their spouse is in the military. Then that is a way to know, as a Taurus in the 9th house, they're not necessarily bringing this or enacting this movement on themselves, but it comes by way of someone else having the experience, and they're coming along with the experience via Venus ruling Taurus. Okay? Put these individuals in the positions where they can be in different places and collect possessions and like to from these other cultures and have these material goods and possessions from these other cultures. They can love different tastes in food or acquire that. Because remember, if being put in situations where they are in this different place and have traveled, has to travel, however the case may be, you're going to experience other cultures. You're going to have experienced different foods. However, I don't think it's that hard. I know, as somebody like myself, been a Taurus moon, I'm that type of person. I do feel like I'm fixated on certain tastes, certain foods, right? I will try other foods and everything. However, more likely than yes, no. Because if I'm going out with my friends or I'm going out to eat and I'm hungry, I'm going to tend to want to stick with that thing that I know that's good. I don't want to be chancing whether I'm about to get something I'm not going to like it or not. See? Same with Taurus in the 9th house. So, yes, Tauruses love food. And being in the 9th house, this can be a Taurus that likes to try different foods, have different tastes in foods, or have to acquire that taste. Okay? Because it may not be something that they traditionally or originally gosh, I got interrupted. But so Taurus in the 9th house individuals can build self-worth through travel and leaving situations. So let's say, because we take Taurus, and Taurus represents value and self-worth and gaining possessions and growth. So yes, there could be experiences that Taurus in the 6th house individuals have that limits them. But that 9th house energy, did I say Taurus in the 6th house? Taurus in the 9th house, that 9th house energy is pushing for them to have new sex experiences or leave a set of an experience and experience something else by way of growth. Because a lot of times we do things and we interact in or act in ways or respond in ways that we know how to. But as we grow over time, we're able to expand past those actions. We're able to experience things different, gain new perspectives, learn different things. Okay, so that's what's here. They can also work towards higher education or can be challenged in this area because it just depends. Because it's one of those things to where that Taurus in the ninth house can grow and work towards, they want more possessions in life. And they're like, okay, well, I got to get this. It ain't always just education. It could be spiritual pursuits. Okay. However, Taurus is physical manifestation. So Taurus in physical manifestation is not just going to be looking for spiritual pursuits just for spiritual pursuits' sake. It's also looking to seek, where can I gain from this physically and establish stability from this as well. So higher education could definitely be something that's there. However, it could be a stubborn thing, because let's say their job is saying, hey, Taurus, or a partner or anything, is saying, hey, Taurus, I want this lifestyle, I want this experience. In order for you to move to another level or promotion in the job, you're going to have these credentials, whatever. Or Taurus in the ninth house could just know, okay, I want more, and what I have now is not going to allow me to get that. So they're likely able to pursue more. And it could happen over time. It could happen immediately. It could happen over time. It just depends on how stubborn or fixated Taurus is here. It could be something that they keep putting off until finally they're like, okay, no, I need to do this. And then there is, can travel when younger. I already mentioned that. And can find it hard to move on. So where there's this need to move on, they can find it hard to move on and move forward. Okay. And so Taurus in the ninth house individuals can find it hard to pursue visions or the future when it is outside of what they're used to. So like I said, let's say through your partner, or let's say you have a vision, something that you want to accomplish, or you see that you want, but at the same time it's kind of like, they want me to do what? The partner can be of a different culture or age, and they may be highly interested in possessing you. You can have possessive partners, or you could be, or they can have possessive partners, or they could be the possessive ones when one partner wants to kind of go free or be able to roam and do as they please, or vice versa. And it can be hard to excite Taurus in the ninth house individuals unless they're interested. That's the whole thing. Okay, this is what I gotta do, or they're saying I gotta do it, but at the same time, I don't know. I'm unimpressed. Okay. Okay, so this has been Taurus in the ninth house. I'm Butterfly to Light. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, because I will be back. Okay, so Taurus in the 10th house could definitely be seen as high value individuals, not wanting to take risk. So if you think about Taurus, you think about growth. Like, think about a plant growing. If you think about Taurus, you think about possessions. Think about taking something, owning something, having something. Not going to want to let that go. And depending on how it was obtained, you don't want to let it go. Then Taurus in the 10th house person is not going to be wanting to take risk with what it is that they work for, what is it obtained, because it came sometimes in a very challenging way, or overcoming challenging situations, or sometimes their image or something, or their stability standing in that could be at risk for loss. Because let's just say this is a partner, and Taurus in the 10th house partner has some sort of career or standing in the community, or just overall, that has to be taken serious. Taurus in the 10th house is going to see doing anything other than taking it serious puts them at risk of messing up their partner and their partner's positioning. Therefore, it's messing up their stability in return. So they're not really trying to take risk on things that they've obtained and that's in their possession. Because for what? Why? They could be slow with developing in life. And like I always say, when you have contacts with Saturn, you have to be a person that's willing to give it time. What do you do in the meantime? You just enjoy your life. You just enjoy the ride. So, Taurus in the 6th house individuals can gain or have steady growth over time. It's something you want to possess maybe when you're younger, or maybe, you know, when you haven't got your career development the place that you want, or your image, because the 10th house can represent fame as well. Then it's something that you're trying to attain and that you can get later in life, or that you can end up accomplishing, or if it's handed down through insurance policies or wills or whatever. It's okay. There could be a caveat, because the what is it, the beneficiary, whatever you know, says, hey, you got to be 25, you got to be married, or you got to pass this, you get this whenever you have your firstborn boy or child, however the case may be. There could be some sort of stipulations preventing access to certain possessions or certain finances or certain money. That puts Taurus and the 10th house individuals in a position where it's like they're slowly developing in life. And yes, to get what they want, a lot of times they have to work for it and they have to obtain it. So if people talking that yang about what they have and how they got it, they need to close their mouths, because they don't know what they're talking about. I'm here to tell you. Taurus in the 10th house, believe it or not, can be seen as naive. Can be seen as naive, because remember, this is the public image. It's Taurus, the child. Yeah, so people could definitely try to come and con people, Taurus and the 10th house individuals, out of what they have because of this. And you think of being conned as a challenge to overcome. So there's a certain naivety here. Even in, and this is the thing, because you have to think about Taurus a lot of times emotionally. Taurus does not have to really deal with emotions like that. It doesn't mean that they don't have them. It could just mean that they don't have to deal with their emotions like that. They would prefer not to, especially when it comes to something that they're trying to obtain. And because of this, they can come off with this demeanor that, oh, everything's fine. Especially if they deal with people in their life that had to be serious, had to work for and obtain and get things that they want. They could be seen as serious with possessions and progression in life, like I already mentioned. And Taurus in the 10th house can have a well-established partner as well, or some sort of image that people see as, they can see Taurus in the 10th house person as a beautiful, sunny demeanor, or a beautiful person, naturally beautiful individual. But even if, because I put high value, because a lot of times, yes, that could come off like Taurus in the 10th house person could be bougie. I know some other placements though could be very bougie. This placement could be humble, but that don't mean that they don't like nice things. Okay. And Taurus and 10th house individuals could be interested in the antiques, or they could possibly get money off of something, some sort of possession that they have that could be antiques, or something that was passed down and given to them some type of way. Let's say that Taurus and 10th house individual has a family member that passed away, yet they had a bunch of stuff in storage. Taurus and 10th house person obtains that or gains that, and could find some pretty nice things that they can actually gain a lot of money off of, or worth money. And they could be, I said cute, pretty already, but they could be seen as pretty or cutesy. Like, oh, that's a cute person. Because people are looking at the image. Like, oh, that's a naive, cute, comfortable, stable person that worked in, or that have what they have and maintain it in their life. Okay, so granted. Uranus was transiting Taurus previous 8 years. A couple years ago, for like the past 8 years, 7 to 8 years. So that could have changed a lot of stuff up for this placement, to where things are a little bit more unpredictable, to where that stability felt challenged. All right, it's Taurus in the 10th house. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, because I will be back. Okay, Taurus in the 11th house, baby, because when we talk about Taurus, we talk about food, we talk about taste, And this is, you guys, Taurus in the 10th house, Taurus in the 11th house individuals can have weird taste. People could just see Taurus in the 11th house as individuals that have weird taste in foods, weird taste in partners, weird taste in clothing, weird taste in desires, weird taste in possessions. It doesn't mean bad. It could just mean that maybe it's not typical. But there's beauty in it at the same time. They can have unstable experiences, situations in life. Taurus represents stability, emotional stability. Uranus, or 11th house, represents Uranus. Saturn, plays a part, but Uranus in unpredictable nature, getting what it is that you want or what you wish for versus what it is that you want and that you have, associations, things happening in life that's outside of our control. Taurus does not like things being outside of their control, and they do not like disrespect or immoral, people that don't have some sort of moral compass. And this has been in Uranus. This is in the house of Uranus. So these Taurus individuals can take on a different acquisition and standing with what they value, or their partners, friends, associates, people they come in affiliation with, has this effect. And sometimes Taurus in 11th house has to be careful with who they scrutinize with. Is it scrutinize or patronize with? May have to change up some associates or associations. They may not go after their hopes, wishes, and dreams, or willing to work at them, and they may prefer stable situations. This could be, even though things in life is happening on the outside of them, they could really strive for that stability, even when it's limiting them. Because although the 11th house could be quirky and sometimes abnormal, Uranus is seeking for people to get what they want and have what they wish for, like a genie in a bottle. But if a Taurus placement is being stubborn here, it's hard to have that happen. Great house for manifestation, because a lot of Taurus placements here and can actually manifest what they actually want, because it's bringing stuff into the physical form. But you can see some Taurus placements in the 11th house, they're not big on possession. It's like, okay, well, I can acquire this, but at the same time, I'm not, I could do without that physical stuff. I could do without that extra bill. They could live very simple, or even off other people. Like, other people could provide sort of like the physical aspects that they need in life, and possessions and stuff like they need in life, or they could do without some things, and or vice versa. And they could keep bringing in unpredictable situations when it comes to stability. And they are involved in situations where they have to give or share material goods or possessions. So you think about the house of humanitarianism. Am I saying that right? So your friends and associates may rely on them. And this is the thing. It could be either or. It could be a Taurus in the 11th house individual that embraces this change or embrace changes, and it's like, okay, well, life happens, and they can let go, and they can try to let go of control of even with people, because there could be distance in between them and people and friends and situations like that, but they still value and treasure their friends and associates that they can work with and build these relationships with, that provide stability for them, and vice versa. Or there is this fixation and stubbornness to move, even when it's at their detriment. Gotta willing to be able to face the changes, All right, this has been Taurus in the 11th house. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, because I will be back. Here we are with Taurus in the 12th house. Now, this is the manifestor too. that type of energy. And because a lot of times anything dealing with Taurus can be. But this is the thing, because we got to get to some other stuff first too. So they cannot know what they want or how they feel. With being in the 12th house, and Taurus not necessarily dealing with emotions and feelings already, but being here, it can be like, I don't really know what I want or how I feel. Therefore, I don't even know what to go after, because it can just keep seeming evasive. Therefore, they can lose possessions or find them hard to obtain. All right? Because Taurus representing the possessions, representing material things and our material needs and how we get it. They may not even know how to get it. Let's say you have some individuals that, okay, like Taurus in the 2nd house or something, that can say, or Taurus in the 6th house, that could possibly say, hey, I want this thing over here. I want this possession or this material or whatever. And I want to get it. Can I get it through other people? Can I get it through working and making money? Can I get it through using my looks? What can I do? And they can have people come provide that for them, because they know what they want to get. A Taurus in the 12th house may not even know what that is, how to go get it, if they really want it or not, if it means anything. I can take it or leave it. And they could be very sensitive or emotional, but will not show it. So this goes back to saying, because we're not trying to say Taurus doesn't have emotions. What we're trying to say is that a lot of times Taurus does not. You have some people, some signs that acts purely off emotions. That's how they navigate their life. But Taurus is not one of those. Not because they don't have emotions, but they don't see the physical need and how it helps them to navigate the world through emotions. It's, like, what can we do? How can we fix this situation? Is more of where Taurus is coming from. And let's make it make sense. And let's get there. Hey, figure this out. That's what I'm going to do. Nothing more, nothing less. This is, I was about to say, imagine like a water sign, which is, this is in the house of water, Pisces. It can irk a Taurus when the, water sign is being complicated or just trying to operate or manipulate them out of their emotions. Where Taurus is just like, dude, just tell me what it is. Imagine Taurus here in this house. It's okay. Well, I'm like, what is it? I don't know why I feel like saying, who is it? Is it a friend of mine? Who is it? Is it my brother? Who is it? I can't take this. Like, that's just what it think about it. And it doesn't seem to matter. And it doesn't seem right. Does this really want no functions and I cry alone at night? Just like really think about it. Because the 12th house is the house of the loner. And that's where the sensitivity lies. Because the sensitivity is there. Sensitivity is different from, yes, sensitivity is based on emotions, but it's not necessarily the emotion. Sensitivity is just the fact that somebody might not be emotional, but they can be sensitive. This is Taurus in the 12th house. Can have hidden enemies or people that want what they have. And the funny thing about it is, Taurus in the 12th house individuals can sometimes be like, well, what the heck is it that I have that y'all want? Because I don't know what it is, and I'm trying to acquire more, and I'm trying to figure this out. All the while being the manifester, actually having things or maintaining things that other people may want or may want to do. You know what? It's interesting though, because if you think about this and we think about the positioning of just a sign that you're in, if let's say you're a Gemini, you would naturally have Taurus in the 12th house built into the sign of Gemini, or definitely, or whatever, Gemini rising. And you could be like a cusper. Like, just like really think about this. Makes sense? They may hide what they have from others. So it's dealing with Taurus in the 12th house. It's things that you see that about them or what they have, but you don't see or you don't know about because their experiences. Well, showed somebody this the last time and mofo got mad and started hating my guts. Shared this and found out that the mofo didn't like me. That was my enemy. So it's a protection thing. Yeah, and have secret dealings with other people. Could be in positions to where, you know, they're mistresses or side pieces, or dealing with somebody that's dealing with a third person, a third party, or feeling like they have a strong connection with somebody that maybe other people don't need to know about or they don't know about, or just keeping something hidden because it's just best, especially if you got secret enemies. And they may not know their value. May not know their value and just end up in situations that devalue them, or where the person is like, or people's like, oh, you don't know that you worth more than that. Okay. And their materials and possessions may be protected by the spiritual force. So these could be individuals, especially receiving and going through heavy trials and tribulations with things and being attacked, spiritually being attacked. Or where it seems like you could have lost stuff or things weren't going in your favor, however, but some kind of way they were protected. I'm sorry, things weren't going in their favor, but some kind of way they were protected spiritually. These people could be protected. And they can tap into the unseen and manifest. Remember, I called the manifester. Because as they heal, okay, did I put something about healing? Yes. Finances better as they heal. Relationships better as they heal. They can actively outbeat their enemies. Healing allows them to see clearly or clearer. It's like a human being diving into the deep oceans and the deep seas, trying to fight a shark or something, or overpower the sea. You might can get a few of them, baby, but at some point they gonna get dealt with. And these individuals can have a physical ailment or something about them physically that takes place, or on like a mark or something as well. Right? Thank you. Okay, so this has been Taurus in the 12th house. I'm Butterfly Delight. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, because I'm definitely gonna be back. Ew.